Hello there, how you doing? Thanks for popping by. I wanted to show you a video. It's a number of years old now, but it's one that it's very close to my heart because I was in it, and it was such an extraordinary experience that I maybe wanted to add a little few bits to it just to explain what's going on. It's a fire job that was created for a week, a seminar that took place in Belfast in 2013, I think 2013. And it was with stunt coordinator was Rocky Taylor and the stuntman is Tony Van Silva. And part of this, we were talking students and people who were interested in film. We were talking to them about action in film, about stunts in film. And there had to be some practical exercise along the way, one of which was setting light to Tony Van Silva. And the one thing that I maybe hadn't taken into consideration when I was there was that I was going to be involved. Rocky said to me, "You're going to be on safety." I went, "I am. I have no experience being on safety, so don't worry, I'll talk you through it." And he did. And I was in charge of, once the extinguishers had put Tony out, I would then cover Tony with a blanket, a wet blanket, as you will see in there, just in case there's no possibility then of him reigniting for whatever purpose. Anyway, have a look at this and I'll come back to you afterwards.
Fantastic. Sure? Yeah. Good boy. Tony Van Silva. Good. That's what you got now. Yeah, good. Perfect. I thought it was perfect, did you?
Brilliant. Unreal.
Yeah. Nice name. Sure. Good. Okay, that's it. In you go. Thank you. Oh, 1 minute. No. Yeah, sorry. You're right. Right. Okay. Right, boys and girls. Sorry. What we're going to do now is show you what Tony had on down to his fire suit. Okay. This is how we prepare. What I did, I put a solution on of glue. It's called like Evo stick, all over his body, and then we sprayed it with some alcohol and stuff. Makes the blue flame. Turn around, so run through the jacket. Anybody can help me? There. That's the fire suit. That's the fire. The caught fire is the jacket. Pull that down. He's got the pads on because the floor is very hard, so he had to go down. And then we've got this here. Take this off. This is a fire protection which saves, it's a fire suit, but this saves it getting burnt. Yeah? Here we go.
One live.
Take this off. We've gelled this as well to stop it burning. Goes on over his head. And there's a fire suit, like a racing driver's fire suit that he wears underneath it. And underneath that, he's got like vests that are fireproof and heatproof. There you go.
Do you feel the heat of it?
Yeah, you do. I'll explain to the wannabe stuntman. The clue is, when he lays flat, is when he's in trouble. I.e., that's when he wants to be put out. So he's around like that. He goes down on his knees, he still don't go in. When he goes flat, you go in. Alright? Got it? Very good.
So there you go. It was unbelievable to be there, to be in the middle of that. Was an extraordinary thing. What nobody really prepares you for is the fact that the noise, the incredible noise that is fire, the flames burning the material on that jacket, quite incredible. I could also hear the photographer. I was very conscious of the photographer's camera going off. Constant photographs being taken the whole time. But apart from that, you were so focused on what was going on, and so that the noise was absolutely incredible. That jacket, by the way, was a great find, because when we got there, the BBC had said, "Look, here is some clothing that can be used." And of course, this clothing was made out of a material very similar to a what's the word I'm looking for? Cagoule rain, not like a plastic rain mac. Well, you light that, it's going to go and disintegrate almost immediately. So they sent me out with petty cash into the streets of Belfast, and I went to a charity shop, in point of fact, Loros, I think it was Loros, and found this item. And it was absolutely lovely. It was a lovely jacket. In fact, it was very, very good indeed. It had been washed and cleaned, and it was on the rack, and it was £10, I think, £10-15. Brought it back, and Tony fell in love with it, and I was a bit concerned that he, and I think Rocky was quite concerned too, that, well, we may not see that jacket again, but Rocky convinced him otherwise. So it was very, very good indeed. So on the strength of that, we did it, and I must admit it was a very impressive thing to be there. Incidentally, we had a routine worked out whereby Tony was going to be making certain movements. The furniture had been piled up, and he was going to crash through that, but we were in a courtyard at the back of the BBC there, and the wind had changed direction at the very last moment. So as he's walking towards camera, it's not too bad. The breeze is blowing in front of him. He had to make a turn to then go towards the table. And of course, the wind then whipped round and started blowing the flames into his face. He had protective gel on. He was wearing that, but it still got a bit too weird for him. So that was the instruction, as Rocky said. As soon as they go down on their knees, and then when he goes flat, then the safety boys go in and put him out. But one thing that will stay with me is the noise. The noise was unbelievable. So when you see these fire gags, and that was a partial body burn, that wasn't a full burn. The height of those flames was unbelievable. There was a fair amount of alcohol and flammable gel going on there, and well, I think that was very impressive. I must admit, I would say those flames were 6-10 feet above his head. And he was ablaze for just over 12 seconds, but it was very, very impressive to watch. But maybe when you see fire jobs in television and film in the future, and you'll get a chance to remember how noisy that fire actually is when somebody walks past you and they are ablaze. It's an incredibly noisy experience, but that's a memory that I will never forget, and I hope you enjoyed it. Visit the website for more excitement. See you next time.